once again to the Slow Burn Pro Wrestling Podcast, where all professional wrestling storylines live. As always, I am your host, Matt Brandon. Excited to be with you here on this Monday as we get ready to start our wonderful week of professional wrestling. And guys, I think I say this every Monday, but we're going to start our Slow Burns weekly journey to what's going to be a fantastic, well, not just night, but few nights, a week, a lifetime of professional wrestling, and there's enough of it to go around. Now, before we jump in, and I am going to do a Monday Night Raw preview, we're going to do a small NXT preview, and then there's a couple other things that I want to address here as we move forward. But before I start on with all of our big stuff, I have some more big news that has to get out there, okay? I've been advertising on the Facebook machine and on some of my shows about a local show coming up here in Augusta, Georgia, that was going to be a very historical big night. It still is, all right? Phoenix Wrestling Experience this Thursday. We're on February 20th. We're going to be performing for the first time ever professional wrestling at SRP Park, our minor league baseball stadium here in North Augusta, South Carolina, just across the river from Augusta, Georgia, in the CSRA. Well, I've been kind of thinking about this all week, and I'm going to be there regardless. And I knew that, and we were going to do things because we're working some new stuff out here with the Slow Burn. But I found out today that the show is being postponed. Thank you. Thank you. And the reason I say this is because it's going to be very cold here in the CSRA. Now, I know my listeners up in Missouri and probably around the world, you're probably thinking, around the world, there's like 6 of you, right? Yeah, all those listeners I have in Glasgow, all those listeners I have in Warsaw. But yeah, so anyway, it's going to be colder down here than usual. Although I always say when high school baseball season starts here, that's when the real winter starts. That's very true. I've lived that in my bones. But in all honesty, this is great. They're going to postpone the show until March 20th, guys. So we're just putting the show back 1 month. And honestly, the weather's going to be better. It's going to be a much better show. And not because of the talent, but because the atmosphere. And it's going to allow us to pack the freaking park, guys. All right. I can't say it enough. So PWE, Phoenix Wrestling Experience, they're going to postpone the show from this week, which is going to be on Thursday night. And we are going to now do it on March 20th. Stay tuned to the Slow Burn. We'll be telling you all about the Phoenix Wrestling Experience shows moving forward. We got some more stuff between now and then that we're going to be working on there. But bottom line is, guys, is if you get a chance, let's pack SRP Park. Let's try to freaking get as many diehard CSRA and abroad wrestling fans to show up and show you what some really badass independent wrestling can look like, especially here in the CSRA. And guys, we are so blessed locally here to have so many great independent organizations. And speaking of that, like I said, that's Phoenix Wrestling Experience, and we're going to get more about them moving on. March 20th, SRP Park. Get your tickets, all right? But I've been talking to Next Level Championship Wrestling. We just had their debut event this past Saturday. I did a few lives from there. I've talked about it. Man, the more I've thought about this, the more that show just really has impressed me. Especially shout out to the WOW ladies. I mean, my goodness, that was professional wrestling at a very high level. And that's the thing I think that sometimes people don't understand. These indie shows, guys, you are seeing the future. And in some cases, you're seeing the present, guys. These are people that are very high quality talent and just badasses. So Next Level, the more I've thought about that show, man, great show and freaking great storytelling, because you don't always get that with independent wrestling. And you guys know the Slow Burn is all about the storytelling. So awesome job with that. Can't wait to see where we go. I think we got a show coming in March. Gonna work out some details with Josh and the guys at Next Level, and we'll get more news out on that as soon as it becomes available. But stay here with the Slow Burn, and we'll be talking all about Next Level Championship Wrestling. Also, Viral Pro Wrestling, all right, VPW. I've did some lives from there. You guys know my man Drew Hood, Viral Pro Wrestling champion. Guys, Viral Pro's got a show coming up on April the 12th. That is very close to Masters Week around here in the CSRA. Don't let it freaking scare you. We're still going to have a hell of a night of wrestling. It's called All or Nothing. The card hasn't completely shaped up yet. They're working on that. And as Josh and the boys at Viral Pro start filling that out more, we'll have more updates moving forward. So guys, here again, very great opportunities locally in the next couple months to see some fantastic local wrestling. So I can't really wait to see that happen. All right. Next, we've got to get into one other independent wrestling scene that I haven't talked a lot about, all right? And that's up in Missouri. You guys all know I'm from the south of St. Louis area, as we always like to call it. So proud to be where I'm from, Deloge, Missouri, big up. And I found out this morning, because I've been getting some follows up there. I got some stuff working up in the St. Louis area as well. And I found out this morning that there is going to be a hometown show. I believe it's the second weekend of May. I believe it's May 17th. I will get more on this. I did post it on my Facebook machine earlier today, but we're going to see some independent wrestling at my high school alma mater, North County High School, North County Bonterra, North County R1. You are going to get professional wrestling. And this is to help fund their North County High School Raider Wrestling Booster Program, is what they had on the flyer. Guys, if you can help out North County Athletics, I say do it. RAIDERS, Raiders, all day long. Yeah, I'm blue and gold till I DIE. I guarantee it. So, got stuff going on here. And guys, I'm going to start getting more involved in some of the independent stuff around the St. Louis area, especially down in the St. Francis County area, home. So yeah, we're going to try to start doing a little bit more and more of that. So if you know people that need some help, and guys, it doesn't even have to be where I'm from. I will help anybody in the professional wrestling business. You got shows in Connecticut, I got you. You got shows in Illinois, I got you. You got shows in Louisiana, I got you. If you got shows in Kansas, you can go fuck yourself. Okay, it's professional wrestling. I'm just kidding. Just my deep hatred of Kansas, and I'm probably not really kidding. So, any old ways, enough about the independent scene because, my gosh, we've got enough of it to talk about, but we need to get into the big boys, all right? We need to get into the big boys. And, guys, after a huge, huge weekend of wrestling, I just can't express how excited I've been over this weekend. But you guys have probably come to notice that anytime there's a PLE, I get a little bit more excited on the weekends. And then my Mondays is all about, we got to get ready for Raw. We got to go. So that's what the fuck we're going to do today. So Monday Night Raw tonight, guys. I'm actually expecting to have a very big night tonight. I really am. This is like that bleed-in show is what I always call it. Not a lead-in, a bleed-in show as we get ready, kind of in the middle. Right? We're not quite to Elimination Chamber yet, but we're still building for Elimination Chamber. However, it's not necessarily going home to Elimination Chamber at this point. So I'm expecting a huge night tonight. I'm expecting a lot of connections tonight. And obviously the biggest connection we're going to get is what I think it'll be the main event. I would hope it will be the main event. And that's going to be Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the right to go to the Elimination Chamber. This is the last qualifying spot for the Elimination Chamber. Guys, Chamber is freaking shaping up in a huge, huge way. We know we got John Cena, heel Cena. He declared himself. We know we got CM Punk, right? We got some Logan Paul, right? We got Damian Priest, right? We got all of this stuff building up, and we got one more left to go. All right? And unfortunately, it's not Jacob Fatu. But, Seth and Finn, guys, the history is there. If you've witnessed these matches before, you know how freaking good it is. You guys all know, and I was talking about this last night as I was watching LFG, and I'm going to talk a little bit about LFG too. How could I not? My God, that show is amazing. But, I was talking about this, how anytime that you got two guys that can absolutely go and they put on a show and it just looks like they're completely joined at the hip, that's dance partners, right? They're putting on that beautiful dance. I heard Booker T say it a couple times in LFG last night. Ballet. As long as he wasn't Chucky Ducky quacking, I thought it made a lot of sense. But yeah, I thought I think that the Seth Finn is it has the quality. I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now. If this match goes as should, and if it stays fairly clean, it's not going to be completely clean. We know that, not with Finn. But if it stays fairly clean, this is going to be right away without even seeing anyone touch. This could be match of the week on a Monday, and I have no issue with that. However, I was called out that says sometimes maybe I forget about the Monday, Tuesday matches, and that's why all of my match of the weeks in my weekend reviews are like SmackDown matches or Collision matches or PLE matches. That's not the case, guys. I call these matches for what they are. I've given CM Punk match of the week a couple times. Of course, you guys also would think that maybe that's partial on my part. because it might be. I'm a fucking mark, man. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm a wrestling fan. I know a lot about this game, but at the end of the day, I am a fan, and that's what I claim to be. And I don't want to go any further than that. So as a fan, guys, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, that they're going to tear the freaking house down. They're going to put on a show, and at the end of the day, we'll see who ends up advancing to that last spot for Elimination Chamber. All right. Overwhelmingly, all the dirt sheets, all the people you read online, everybody's picking Seth. I actually think Finn Balor's going to win this match. All right. I don't know why. It's in the back of my head, and I know it doesn't really fit the narrative of what they're doing right now along the eliminations storylines that they're doing, but I don't know. I see something happening here, and maybe I see Seth taking a jump in a different direction. I don't know. And again, maybe that's wishful thinking because I'm kind of done with I want badass Seth back, man. That's what I want. I want the Seth that's a freaking ass kicker that lets his business speak for himself. I don't need all of the glitz. I don't need all of the glamour. I mean, some of it's okay because it's who you are. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm good for this. I'm totally good for this. The match is going to be outstanding. I think Finn's going over, but at the end of the day, who cares? Because these two dudes are going to put on an absolute banger. Speaking of Elimination Chamber qualifiers, we got the last one coming up for the women as well. This one here, Will, Roxanne Perez coming up from NXT. Is this the introduction full time to the main roster? Maybe so. She's going to be taking on Raquel Rodriguez. Now, here's the thing. You all know my Raquel stuff, all right? I'm not a fan. I mean, I respect it. It's just not there for me. It doesn't work for me. And that's okay because we all have our different flavors. Some people like their coffee black. Some people like it with 2 cream, 2 sugar. Some people like it in someone else's gas tank. It doesn't matter what you like. It just matters that you like it and you love wrestling. Well, again, Raquel's not my thing. However, I think she's being set up here. All right, because I think Roxanne's going over. I almost see how can you not, man? After the show she put on at the Royal Rumble, how do you keep her out of Elimination Chamber? Like almost you earned that spot. Like Cena, I earned this spot, and I'm gonna go in and blah, blah, WWE best for business. Cena, like I get that, but didn't Roxanne earn her spot with the show she put on in the Women's Royal Rumble? I mean, the Royal Rumble got a lot of negative remarks, not from this guy, but it did get a lot of negative remarks. None of those negativity that came out of that affected or was pointed at Roxanne Perez. She was a show among shows. For everybody that was pissed off about Charlotte winning, those same freaking people were so excited that Roxanne got the show out. So Roxanne going over here works for me. The other thing is don't forget, we're going to get an appearance tonight at Raw from Bianca and Naomi. All right. Now, again, it's not really an appearance because as women tag team champions, they get to go to every roster they want to go to. That's part of being the champion. But here they're going to Raw to confront Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez because of them seeing the video of Jade, the aftermath of Jade getting hurt. You see Liv and Raquel walking past. That whole idea of pointing the finger at who caused Jade Cargill to get hurt. I think we all can see that that's a swerve. I think we all know that that's a swerve. They could swerve me and make that be the case. But regardless, Bianca and Naomi's going to be at Raw tonight. You can't tell me that they're not going to try to do some damage to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. You could see maybe Raquel getting taken out prior to this match, maybe not even be able to compete. Then you have Roxanne going over without even having to touch anyone, and that's the perfect type of line for her to advance to the Elimination Chamber. Again, if I'm writing this stuff, I'm getting paid a lot more money than what I am doing this shit for free. So keep that in mind, all right? But I could totally see this happening. So I don't necessarily know if this match is going to go clean. I think we're going to get some interaction between Bianca and Naomi. Definitely at some point tonight, we are going to get some reaction with Bianca and Naomi and Liv and Raquel. So we shall see. I still think that this is an inside job. Question is who was it that did it? Was it Naomi? Was it Bianca? Or was I wrong and was it Kane? All right, because we know that that could happen. Kane will pile drive, will tombstone anyone straight to hell. Just throwing it out there for a possibility for all you marks like myself. All right. What else do we have going tonight? A couple other matches that are scheduled on the card already. I am very excited for Penta versus Pete Dunne. All right. By the way, I called him Pete Dune for probably 3 years before before I actually said it right. If you've ever seen some of Pete Dunne's stuff that he's done over in Europe, well before he was NXT UK, the guy is an absolute show waiting to happen. Wrestles a really funky style, and honestly, with Penta's power lucha libre style that he has, I think that this match is going to be very quietly amazing. As if Penta hasn't put on a non-amazing match to this point. So, like, I think that's going to be great. I want to build off that, but the real question is like, is it a one-off? Is Penta going to get involved with maybe this European stuff that's going on? Because we saw Kaiser, we all with that interaction with Butch, Pete Dunne last week. We know we got Tyler Bate is going to come back at some point. We have Ilya Dragunov coming back at some point. You have some Europeans that could really make things kind of work against a lucha libre situation here. So I don't know, just throwing something out there, but at the same time, we know that we have Chad Gable that's having issues with the lucha libre stuff as well. I have a feeling we'll get some action on that tonight. I would love to see Gable and his practicing the dark arts of lucha libre. So yeah, that would be really good. But I think the Penta Pete Dunne match is going to be really good. Honestly, if it wasn't a Seth Rollins, there wasn't a Seth Rollins Finn Balor match already on the card, I would just go ahead and tell you Penta and Pete Dunne's going to steal the show. However, knowing that I got Finn and Seth, Penta and Pete Dunne are still going to be amazing, but they're not going to be quite that. It's going to be really neat to see those two styles go against each other. One, the power lucha libre versus the European, the British strong style stuff coming from Pete Dunne. I can't wait to see that stuff. Now, another match that's on the card that we know for a fact, match that was set up a little bit last week, as we're seeing the Judgment Day start to slowly fall apart. You had that interaction with AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio. I'm here for this. First off, you know damn good and well AJ Styles does not have a bad match in his whole entire life. The guy just puts on 5-star after 5-star after 17-star after a Meltzer star after my grade A. Like the dude can absolutely go at a moment's notice. And guys, he hasn't really lost anything from his old days with TNA. The guy is an absolute showstopper. And he is such a gem, and we're so lucky that we have him in the WWE. Guys, count your lucky stars. But AJ is going to make Dom look amazing. Uh, you guys know I love Dom. He has so much damn heat. And as a guy that likes heels, like tip of the hat. Yeah, but AJ and Dom's going to be good. I put on my note here, oh, yes, please. That's all I need. Like, does it need to be a story? Not necessarily. I think we could get a story out of it. I do. I think that we could probably pull a story from this. But if it's a one-off, it doesn't matter, because if you do a one-off with AJ, he makes you, right? And we all know that. Ask LA Knight how it went with AJ. I mean, LA Knight became so much better in ring with that feud that he had with AJ Styles. And if you didn't notice that, you had your eyes freaking closed. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be absolutely awesome, that match. So those are the matches that we have scheduled so far. Again, we know Bianca and Naomi are going to appear tonight. We should get an appearance from Gunther, although he is not listed. Rhea probably not going to be there tonight. I would assume she's still in Australia, because she was in Australia helping her husband, not helping him, but being there for her husband for AEW's Grand Slam, her husband being Buddy Matthews. So yeah, that's what we got on the card. Seth and Finn, Roxanne and Raquel, Penta Pete Dunne, AJ versus Dom, and then obviously our appearance. We're going to get some Jay, guys. We've got to get some Jay, and I have a feeling Jay's going to get his ass kicked tonight. That's what needs to happen. I made that very clear the other day. This is going to turn Jay into such the ultra babyface, this huge underdog story, and at the same time, it is going to make Gunther out to be the heelest of heels. This is going to be the ultimate bad guy, super strong, going to take a miracle to overcome this. I'll be damned if we don't have a Samoan miracle in the waiting, guys. It's coming, and I can't wait for it. So, should be a very quality night. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a night of setups, and I think it's going to be a really, really good Raw. So, I always say these bleed-in shows, man, they can be so much better than a go-home show as far as just the quality of story building that we get there. And again, you're getting AJ in a match. You're going to get fire there. Plus, you're getting Seth and Finn. You're going to get fire. Why would you not fucking watch tonight? So, yeah, great night of Raw. Can't wait. We're going to score this very high tomorrow. I have a good feeling. NXT. NXT's happening tomorrow. You guys know Slow Burn won't be doing a Tuesday show. We don't do Tuesday shows around here. All right, we take our Tuesday off so we can get caught up on everything. But as far as Tuesday, tomorrow, this is post Vengeance Day. Again, some connectors going to happen here at NXT, but we also could see some new stuff. The matches that we have on card right now: Kalani Jordan, Carmen Petrovich, and Jada Parker. They're vying in a triple threat for the number one contendership of the North American Women's title, now held by my girl Stephanie Vaquer. We know what's happening there. I see Kalani battling Jada to go over here. Carmen's just kind of an afterthought, sadly, and I hate to say that, but you're dealing with two superstars. Carmen's, I mean, she's great, she's fantastic, but I think she needs some more work before she gets into that title picture. Just my humble opinion, not taking anything away. I mean, she's absolutely wonderful. The martial arts stuff works, but Kalani's already been there, and Jada's been on the big stage already. So to me, that kind of makes sense. What else do we have? We have the Meta Ladies, all right? Metaphor, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson. They're going to be taking on maybe my newest odd couple tag team in wrestling right now, Sol Ruka and Zarya. By the way, the vignette that they showed of them training and playing and having a good time during Vengeance Day, that was freaking awesome. Zarya, that version, this like road warrior type character, she is absolutely fantastic. Sol Ruka being the fun-loving person that she is, unless you follow her on Instagram, and then it's a totally different story. Not in a negative way, but anyway, what you want to say here is that like I see the push of Zarya and Sol, but I also see that being a future breakdown. The only thing I want to say is let's not take it away yet. Let's kind of let this odd couple thing build up a little bit, create some heat, and then maybe Zarya goes heel down the road. You can't send Sol heel. I mean, she's just way too baby. Just way too baby on that. So that match is set up. We have Stacks, Channing Stacks, Lorenzo. He's going to be taking on Sean Spears, challenging him after the issues that he caused with Tony D last week in the cage match. This is a build up to a faction war, and I got to be honest, I'm good with it. And the Sean Spears stuff, I kind of like it. He's taken, first off, the guy's a veteran. He's there to groom people and to make people better. That's his reason. He's just as much of a coach and a teacher there as he is actually on screen talent. We know that. But the way he's taken some of these guys, these lesser known guys, and putting them into the forefront, I really enjoy that. It's given somebody else a chance. The other thing is I've been very clear that I love Stacks, and to get him a chance to shine a little bit outside of Tony D's kind of bubble, I'm good with that. But it's going to create a faction war, and I think it could be pretty fun. It gives both of these sides a direction to go. And don't forget, Tony D still does hold the North American Championship, so there is a strap at stake here. So you got to think about that. Now, what else do we have? Let's see. I said that I'm good. Oh, yeah. I know we're going to have some other things happen. We're going to have some other appearances. We know Oba's going to be there. We're probably going to hear from this new group, this new faction of run-ins led by Dion Lennox. We're going to maybe get some introduction to who these guys are, except for the one guy whose mask fell down. I think that's the color guy, is it not? But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see that kind of build up. But the bigger thing that we're all looking forward to is the official contract signing of Ricky Starks. All right. By the way, my wife hates that. And so because of it, I may start doing it a little bit more around the house. Like, oh, hey, you need me to take the trash out? Oh, no problem. Oh, help fold the laundry? I don't know. I think it kind of works for me. So we'll see how that goes. But Ricky Starks getting his contract signed. I put Ricky Starks because we don't know if that's going to be his name yet. I keep seeing on the internet all the damn memes and all the stuff that it's Trill London. No, it can't be. Please don't do that. Actually, WWE, if you did it now, it would be a rib. Like if you did it now, it's completely a joke against Ricky Starks, I think. So keep him Ricky Starks. If you don't know anything about Ricky Starks, either a protege of CM Punk. He's been in the game for a while. Great in ring. He's been called a dime store rock, dollar store rock. Talent's there. Talent's there. It just needs to be blossomed. And I mean, WWE is proving they can do that. I mean, look at Penta. Hell, look at CM Punk. He's doing okay. Where'd he come from? So, and again, though, it's not a knock on AEW. It's just the thing that, some guys need to be under another umbrella. I mean, hell, how could you knock AEW? Look what Will Ospreay's doing right there. I mean, it's not like talent over there isn't getting over. It's just that maybe a change of scenery works better for someone else. And that's how I stick with it, guys, because I am not a tribalist. Okay, so we know we're going to get that. We're going to see some more conjunctions to the stories moving forward. I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen with Oba moving forward as we get ready to go into WrestleMania season. Their Stand and Deliver is going to be a freaking phenomenal show coming up during WrestleMania weekend. So, yeah, lots of stuff going on at NXT, lots of stuff going on Raw. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention quickly was, since I mentioned Ricky Starks, is we could have an idea of some of those other free agents coming up soon. Now, I know it's 90 days for most of them. I don't know how the AEW contracts work out as well as WWE. Those WWE guys that aren't with them anymore, obviously it's a 90-day sit for them because of non-compete clause. 90 days, I would assume we're getting Cedric Alexander in AEW. That's the only one for sure on that I kind of think about. Blair Davenport, pretty obvious that maybe she's going to go back to Japan, and that makes sense. I mean, she has a history there, does a great job, but she does have a connection with Will Ospreay in AEW, so we'll see with that. The other big ones is Malachi Black, aka Aleister Black. I see him in WWE any day now. It's just a matter of time. It's when that contract will allow him to do it. And the other one is Miro, or aka Rusev. I don't know. I keep reading that he's coming back to the WWE, that he's WWE bound. I don't know. I don't know if that works. I just don't know. And I love him. I mean, again, another big meaty man, but and as far as a big monster type guy, he's excellent in the ring. I've always been a fan of his work. His stuff he had with John Cena years ago as Rusev was outstanding, and I love the European faction that they were in with Sheamus and all that crew. But I just don't know. I don't know if it fits now. I don't know if it fits everything at the moment. Now, a guy could go to TNA and freaking dominate the world too. Don't tell me you wouldn't want to see Rusev and Moose. My God, fantasy book that, please. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to see these guys pop up. We're going to see them do well. And the biggest thing is just say congratulations and enjoy the fact that you get to watch them wrestle. Like, I'm a huge fan of Malachi Black. I love Malachi Black. I loved him when he was Aleister Black. Like, he's not in AEW. I didn't like the fact that he wasn't being used on TV. So for me, like, yeah, if he's gonna come back to the WWE, he's gonna get his chance. Please help him and help me see him some more because I like Aleister Black. Same thing I can say with some of the. I love Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin wasn't getting everything he needed out of WWE. He's now in AEW. Look what's happening. He's a tag team champion. Not a Lashley guy, but still, you see my point. There are golden avenues for all of these people, no matter who you go. All right, no matter who you like, no matter who you watch. And that brings me to tribalism. Once again, for 2 days now, I have been listening to the AEW ring controversy online and in the dirts and all that shit. Stop it. Stop it. Who cares if it was an 18-foot ring? Who cares if it was a 5 foot ring? Stop it. It was an awesome show, and you trolls are trying to ruin it. And I just don't understand. I know I'm an old man. All right. So the ways of trolling the internet, like, I don't see that as cool. I see it as disrespectful. I mean, a lot of you are going to remember know exactly what I'm talking about. I've grown up in an age where you don't want to get slapped in the mouth. And I think in today's world, we are in a world where people aren't afraid to get slapped in the mouth anymore. And those are your internet trolls. Those are your tribalist douchebags that are AEW guys and WWE guys. Guys, I want wrestling. And if you can't be happy for wrestling, just stop. Why watch it? Why do you have to create controversy? First off, I don't give a damn what size ring I watched on Saturday night. I loved the show. The show had very few failures to me, and damn it, AEW deserves that. The same as WWE, the same as TNA. So tribalism sucks. Stop it. All right, I am done with it. Okay, I am done with internet trolls. Now I'll probably get the hell trolled out of me today by the 6 people that listen, but it is what it is. Stop with the tribalism. Just enjoy wrestling. It's not too much to ask. And while you're enjoying it, you might as well enjoy it right here on the Slow Burn Pro Wrestling Podcast, where all professional wrestling storylines live. Guys, I am your host, Matt Brandon, as always, bringing you all of your wrestling news, rumors, facts, and fantasy booking, and whatever the hell else you guys will listen to me talk about. No show tomorrow. I'll come back. I'll recap Raw and NXT on Tuesday. We'll also be previewing Dynamite. If you're not excited for Dynamite, I don't know what I can do for you. Dynamite's going to be huge this week. Can't wait to see Timeless. So, guys, keep listening to the Slow Burn. And remember, in this life, we're wrestling everything. So stay on top.